In the past, we have examined some of the most amazing innovations in history, including computers, automobiles, and other astounding creations. So far, everything we've looked at has been fairly substantial. This time, we examine those tiniest innovations that have a major impact, the unsung heroes, the modest inventions that changed the world, frequently with little to no fanfare. Hi, and welcome to this channel. Please kindly like this video and subscribe to this channel. The tiniest inventions in the world, zipper. While Whitcomb L. Judson created the class blocker, the first generation of zippers, in 1893, the current version of the zipper that is used and recognized today was created in 1913. Only approximately 24,000 of them were sold in the first 4 years, since it took a while for them to catch up with the rest of the world. The modern zipper was an instant hit when Esquire magazine recognized it as a men's tailoring innovation in the 1950s. One of the largest zipper producers today, YKK is situated in Japan and produces more than 7 billion units annually. Duct tape. It's not like there wasn't tape before this super strong, super adhesive material was developed during World War II, but very few other types of tape clung on as firmly for as long as duct tape did. Researchers at Johnson & Johnson first developed it to assist the military in defending its ammunition boxes against challenging conditions on the front lines. Many of the returning soldiers found employment in the construction industry, and they suggested some roles of their dependable tape to heating and cooling contractors to hold ventilation ducts together. You can probably find this item right now in your toolbox or under your sink if you quickly change the color from silver to match the common duct color. Ballpoint pen. The ballpoint pen is a relatively recent invention, even though writing and calligraphy have been practiced since antiquity. In October 1945, Jim Bells began selling the Reynolds Rocket, the nation's first ballpoint pen. One cost roughly $12.50 or $170 in today's money. Long before Milton Reynolds invented the reliable ballpoint pen, several individuals made numerous tries. Although several of the earlier prototypes were adequate, the Reynolds Rocket was the first to achieve commercial success. In the following years, market rivalry caused the price to drop dramatically as other businesses began to offer comparable items. The nail. When you consider how important this tiny spiked piece of metal has become over time, it's kind of astonishing. It is equally astounding to consider how buildings were constructed before the invention of nails in approximately 3400 BC. They were made by fitting boards together in precise geometric shapes. However, the evolution of manually created bronze nails was swift with the invention of casting and molding metal, and by 1913, the vast majority of them were made of metal. They are a crucial component of almost every modern structure in the globe, despite sticking out like a sore thumb after many buildings. Stopwatch. Although stopwatches have been around for a century, the first models could only measure accurately to about 1/5 to 1/10 of a second. That ought to be accurate enough in the actual world, but watchmakers are known to want more. Tag Heuer's micrograph, a precise 1/100th of a second stopwatch, made waves in 1916. Tag Heuer was chosen as the official timekeeper for 3 Olympic Games because it was so precise. 1920, 1924, and 1928. Cox Electronic Systems digital stopwatches, which can measure with a precision of 1/1000th of a second, were introduced in 1971. Tape recorder. In the 1930s, IG Farben, AEG, and State Radio ROG worked together in Germany to develop modern tape recording as we know it today. All of it was based on Fritz Pflummer's invention of oxide powder lacquered paper tape in 1928. Most Americans had no idea how helpful tape recording may be until after World War II. The craze began in 1945 when Jack Mullen of the U.S. Army's Signal Corps brought 2 German recordings back home. Digital video recorder. The ability to skip advertisements is one of the features that makes DVRs so well liked. The sale of 1 million or so DVRs in 2002 presented issues for executives in TV advertising. Although almost 40% of American families have DVRs next to their TVs, it is not a big problem that people are bypassing ads. About 50% of DVR owners still watch advertisements, either because they are lazy or don't know about the feature. The playback feature of DVRs helps TV networks increase ratings by up to 10% or more. Pocket calculator. Japan-based, the first fully electric calculator, the 14A from Casio, was designed to be mounted on a desk. Japan saw the debut of pocket calculators such as the Sharp QT8B, Sanyo Mini Calculator, and Canon Pocketronic. Even today, advances have been made, and you can spend only a few dollars on a tiny device that can count billions of decimal points. Pager. Alfred J. Gross was the first to patent the telephone pager system in 1949. Pagers were the sole portable means to send a digital text to someone back when most phones lacked keyboards. Nikola Tesla foresaw this development in 1909 when he stated that wireless message transmission will eventually become a reality for humanity. Of course, the BlackBerry era is when texting took off. BlackBerry, formerly RIM, unveiled the interactive pager in 1996. The gadget made it possible for users to send and receive text messages through a wireless data network. Today, anyone may tweet their every thought to the globe, including children. Handheld GPS. The American military employed GPS as their primary navigation system before technology was made broadly accessible and affordable. The U.S. administration didn't expose the technology to the public until after the Soviets shot down a Korean airliner that was operating in a no-fly zone, though with some accuracy restrictions. Magellan produced and sold the first portable GPS that was commercially available in 1989. Electronic thermometer. Galileo Galilei is frequently credited as the inventor of the thermometer, although what he created was a thermoscope because it could only detect temperature variations. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit created the first accurate mercury thermometer in 1714. It originally emerged in 1954 using a probe that had a tiny carbaloy thermistor inside of it. Modem. Modulation and demodulation is a moniker that somewhat explains how it functions. By incorporating the modem into radar systems in 1949, the U.S. Air Force was among the first to benefit from it. Radar data was translated into audio and transmitted across phone lines. The noises were transformed back into data at the other end. Even still, the transmission was much too slow for any other method of data transmission. The modem-based radar technology has been around for 40 years. Flash drive. Fujio Masuoka, the man behind the flash drive, was hired by Toshiba to work on DRAMs, dynamic random access memory, but instead came up with the idea for flash memory. The outcome was a flash disk with a data capacity of 8,192 bytes. In 1981, he and Hisakazu Iizuka submitted a patent application for it. The memory needed a way to link to a computer, though. The answer was offered in 1996 by Ajay Bhatt of Intel and his Universal Serial Bus, USB. Although Toshiba received a tiny compensation for developing the flash drive, Intel generated billions of dollars in revenue from the sale of USBs and associated products. The foundation for today's production of flash memories with significantly higher capacity was laid by Fujio Masuoka's invention. Flash memory card. Countless bytes of flash memory in the palm of your hand. Our phones and laptops could get far smaller thanks to the little flash memory card. It's incredible to think that just 45 years ago, an 8-inch floppy disk could only hold about 80 kilobytes of data. A 1 terabyte flash memory disk is now available for purchase. Who remembers the old iPod Classic where you could feel the hard drive moving as you used it? Modern flash memory, like that found in memory sticks and modern phones, has a far greater storage capacity against size than a hard disk, making it much more suitable for small devices. It has to do with our pals, the ones and zeros. Science has worked together to make it possible to store 15,707,308,968 times as many bytes in a space the size of your fingernail than our 1970s floppy disk could handle using a combination of transistors and ones and zeros representing the on and off values. Well, there you have it. We hope you find this interesting. We would love to hear from you, so kindly drop your comments in the comment section below. Also, please do like this video and subscribe to this channel. Till we see in the next video, goodbye.